Hello and welcome. I'm Amanda Carruthers. I'm your coach, trainer, speaker, all of that for helping you have a better, healthier, happier, successful life. I run a program called Attractable Success, and if you'd like to know more about that, you can go ahead and shoot over to amandacarruthers.com. Today, I would like to first of all welcome you. If you're new here to this channel, I would like to ask you to subscribe. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. This short video today is all about posture. I wanted to specifically talk to you about the posture that we bring to our clients and to new opportunities as far as sales goes, and how important our body language is, our mental mindset, and our emotional mindset is, which I consider all about posture, to really set up avenues of success for the opportunity or the sale. So first of all, let me go into some physical posture. And I'm gonna actually stand up and demonstrate this for you. So as we're here, okay, standing up when you're talking to a client or you're talking to a new prospect, you wanna make sure that you're square with them so that you really line up, okay? So none of this, if the client is you wanna be straight on with the person that you're actually talking to. Okay, and then also I want to just have you pretend that there's an X on the ground and you stay on that X, meaning you don't shift a lot, you don't wiggle a lot. I want you to actually stay on that X. And then the next thing is that make sure that your hips and your shoulders are aligned. Okay, so no funny turns or putting one leg forward or none of that. So squared. Okay, and then I want you to make sure that your hips, your feet are hip width apart, not too close together because it'll throw off your balance, and then not too far because you look funny. Okay, so hip width apart. And this shows a very strong stance. The other part about this is that it keeps you balanced so that you look like you're willing to take on or do anything with the client as they're talking to you. You can kind of see I'm looking out. So I'm really ready for anything to approach. Now, here's the part about hands. Okay, now people, as I'm watching and coaching people about their posture, they have a tendency to do this or something else. You know, they don't know what to do with themselves. So here's the suggestion. First of all, I'm going to stand this way so that you can see this, but I want you to make sure that your shoulders are actually back. They're not leaning forward. Your posture isn't poor, okay? You're actually pulling your shoulders back so that they're straight and up and your heart is exposed. Okay, heart. So this, when I'm standing this way, it shows that you're open to the conversation and you're willing and open and honest to talk about whatever it is. When we start to do postures that close us up or make us look funny, right? We're side or we're crossed, it shows that we don't want to be open. Okay, this is what sends to our client or customer or any opportunity that we don't really want to be there. Okay, so I want you to make sure that your shoulders are back. When my shoulders come back, I notice a little tightening here in my abdomen, which means that my muscles here engage. Okay, so that's what you're sort of looking for. And my shoulders are really over the back of my body. So I'm not too leaning over, I'm not leaning forward. So you really just want to make sure that there's a solid line here. Now, what that does automatically to your hands is that it causes your hands to stay at your sides. It's hard to, if our posture isn't good, it's going to force our hands to not know what to do. If our back is straight and our shoulders are pulled back, our hands naturally want to fall to the side, and that's really where we want to leave them. At most, we might have some hand movements, but then they return back to the side. Okay, all of these little cueings give your presentation, give you the perception by others that you have confidence and stability in what you're saying, as well as knowledge and belief. And that is a very persuasive message already. Now, I find that people have tics. You know, some people twiddle with their fingers. Some people do one of these things. Some people do one of these things or one of these things. Okay, they kind of shift themselves. And again, it sends other messages to our clients that we're really not totally with them. In fact, it's distracting. So I really want to encourage you, when you're saying your message, when you're talking to your clients, your shoulders are back, your hips and your feet are spread hips width apart, and you're standing with a strong, stable structure. Okay, and that will naturally keep your hands at your sides. Chin, now when your shoulders are lined up in a square place, it's really hard for your head to do funny things. It keeps it in a certain range of motion. So as long as you're lined up here, your neck can only do so many things. So you don't need to really worry about the neck. At most, sometimes I shift a little bit when I'm standing and talking, but it's not significant. It's not a pop out. I'm not popping the hip out, okay? So again, when we start to do that or we start to lean, it sends this message to our client that we're not really aligned with what we're saying. See, you can see I'm not really aligned, literally, or that we don't believe in what we're saying, or we're even tired of what we're saying. Because if you think about it, a mama holds her baby like this on her hip, tired. It's a holding structure. So when we're trying to come across to our client, we want to make sure that we're straight up and down. Okay, that's one form of posture. Now let's talk about the emotional part of posture. So emotionally, you want to be thinking about coming from a place where you're enthusiastic, not fake and not over enthusiastic for what enthusiasm looks like for you, but that interested, enthusiastic, excited about what you're talking about. The emotional space is uplifted, it's light, it's bring along, it has some momentum and energy to it, like, yeah, what are we going to do, where are we going to go, what's happening? It's this sort of momentum type of energy to it, where emotionally I'm ready for anything. I might be feeling kind of flexible in this space. And then mentally, the type of posture I want is I know what I'm talking about. It's the script in my head is that I got this. I know what I'm talking about. I am here for a reason. We are here doing this. It's a very stable mental state. Okay, I'm not spacey. I'm not thinking about other things. I'm completely present, and I'm staying here with you right now. So it's a very personal interaction. So these three things, when they're lined up together, set up your sale or your opportunity or talking to new people for the most success. By doing this, you are showing that you're open and you're engaged to the client. And what it does with the client is it makes them want to engage with you, because naturally their physical, emotional, and mental will naturally want to line up with where you are. It's too easy. It's too easy. Our bodies like to entrain with each other. Now, I say this to you because oftentimes the physical part and even the mental and emotional part of doing a sale or talking to new people just goes by the wayside. We forget what we're going to say, or we're trying to focus on what we're saying until we forget about the rest of us. But this posture is actually important to practice and get really good at. My suggestion to you is that you practice your posture in all these ways in front of a mirror. So you think about what emotional state you're in. What am I doing right now? Put yourself in front of a mirror, look at yourself, look at it as if you're seeing this person in front of you is presenting, okay? And you're watching and you're making small tweaks to make sure the person in the mirror is looking straight, is straight on, isn't fidgeting, isn't moving too fast. Those are all the things you want to give yourself feedback for. And I would practice in front of the mirror over and over and over until you feel that all of this is in alignment with you, that you actually feel mentally confident, that you feel emotionally open and available and flexible and interested and curious, and that your body is responding in a simple way where your hands are actually by your sides, your shoulders are back and they stay back the whole time, and you're ready for whatever comes. So I want to leave you with this today, to think about what you're doing with your clients. I know this will bring you success just by these small little tweaks. I do encourage you to practice, 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 and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Have a great week.